I downloaded Omegal one snowy night right in the middle of Christmas break. I was a freshman in University Park, Nottingham, and was stuck in my dorm while my parents were off somewhere tropical, living their best life traveling the world. The place was a ghost town, and honestly, I was feeling so damn alone. Talking to random strangers on some social platform sounded exciting. The first few nights were exactly what you'd expect from Omegal. I came across endless spam bots, weird guys, and people doing things I didn't want to see. I was almost ready to delete the app when I connected with this chick named Lena. She was stunning, with long, straight, dark hair and gray eyes that matched the color of her hoodie. She looked about my age and was sitting in a dim room with only a desk lamp throwing a small circle of yellow light. She smiled and said hi, and I turned into a poodle. Lena was sweet, calm, and funny. We talked for about an hour the first night. She asked what I was studying, what my dorm was like, whether I had a single room or a shared one. I told her I had a roommate, but that he was out a lot. She nodded and said that sounded nice. We connected the next day, and the day after that. By the fourth day, I was seriously looking forward to our calls, replaying every single second of our conversations, which made me notice how little Lena moved. Like, where most people on video calls fidget, check their phones, or glance away, Lena would just sit for hours, still as a statue, staring straight into the camera. Her smile felt weirdly delayed, too. It showed a beat later than it should have, as if her muscles had to fight a battle before stretching. I figured she was probably tired, maybe a little socially awkward, which, honestly, kinda made me like her more. It was the night before Christmas Eve, and Lena got there a little early. We were chatting about what we were doing for the holiday when, right in the middle of it, she steered the talk toward more personal stuff.
What floor are you on?
I'm on the 5th floor.
Does your building have a security desk?
Yeah, but just during the day. Why?
What time does your roommate usually leave in the morning?
Around 8? Lena, is there something wrong?
Oh, I was just intrigued.
The questions made me really uneasy, but I just shrugged them off, figuring she was probably only trying to get to know me better. The next evening, we were chatting normally. I was telling her about this cool restaurant I'd recently checked out, when, out of the blue, she asked me to switch off my lights. I laughed, thinking she was goofing around, but Lena insisted she was serious.
I like talking in the dark, Ryan. It feels more honest somehow.
I told her that was a weird reason. She insisted I try. So I got up and turned off the lights. Now the only light left in the room was coming from my screen. Comfortable?
Yeah. Will you please come closer to the camera? I want to look at you properly.
I leaned closer. Lena was staring at me, so I focused on her face too. Honestly, something about it seemed off. It was tighter, like her skin wasn't sitting right. I blinked and got even closer, trying to figure out what the heck I was seeing. Suddenly, she sneezed. The wig moved, only a tiny bit, but it was enough for me to see the real wrinkled scalp that didn't look like a woman's head. My mind completely froze up for a couple of seconds, before it finally dawned on me. I guess the anger and disgust must have been written all over my face, because Lena's smile totally vanished. She blinked, let out a big sigh, and mumbled,
You're not supposed to see that.
Suddenly, the camera started shaking like crazy. The angle got wider, and I could see more of his room. There were clothes dumped on the floor, a chair in the corner, and a bunch of wigs in different colors and lengths hanging on hooks on the wall. The camera tilted back, and I could see him sitting in the hoodie with the wig on, but it was all messed up and crooked now. The whole disguise was shot. He was staring right into the camera, and it totally creeped me out. I slammed my laptop shut really fast and sat in the dark, trying to breathe for a few minutes. Then, I flipped on every light in the room, locked my door, and sat there, trying to figure out what the hell had gone down. Seconds later, I heard a piece of paper slide under my door. My mouth dried up. I gulped, picked it up and opened it, standing a few feet back from the door.
I liked you better when you believed me.
It read. My palms started shaking and heart pounded. He was right outside. I hurriedly called campus security and the police. When they arrived, they checked the hallways, the stairwells, and the entrance, but he had disappeared. The officer who took my statement kept his face very carefully neutral the whole time, which told me he thought I was either pranking him or having some kind of episode. The one thing they did find was that the security camera covering my floor had gone dark sometime that evening. The university labeled it a technical fault. I moved out of the dorm 2 weeks later. My parents thought it was stress. I let them think that. I never found out who he was or how he got there so soon unnoticed. I just know that I was a toy he was playing with, and I messed up his game by noticing what I wasn't even supposed to notice. The note is still somewhere in my desk, but more than his words, it's his neat handwriting that bothers me. Like he'd written it out somewhere else first and then copied it clean, expecting me to figure and freak out. Maybe he'd been planning to leave it all along, and I realized then that the game wasn't over. He'd just raised the stakes.